Hello humans of the internet, my name is Iceberg Lettuce, and today we are here in Minecraft Combat Test number 8. So this actually came out last Friday, and I'm, well, as you can see, very late to this party considering it's already Monday. Reason for that is I was actually on vacation over this weekend, so I was actually on the way to the hotel where I was staying, and I look at my phone and see that, oh, there was a new combat test, and I can't make a video about it for the next 3 days. But anyway, I figured I would make a video about it just because, and, you know, tell everyone who wants to watch this about what's been changed and added in this combat test, number 8. So, without any further ado, let's get going. So first up, we've got something that has been added back in from a previous combat test, which is that eating gets interrupted when hit. So this was removed previously, and now it is back into the game. So if you are eating something and you are attacked by a mob or another player, then your eating will get interrupted, and you'll have to, start from the beginning. Next up, we've got another thing that has been added back in from a previous combat test, which is that your bow will once again lose accuracy the longer you hold it back. This is different this time, however, because now you will not begin to lose accuracy until 3 seconds after pulling the bow back. So as you can see, the loss in accuracy is signified by how much your bow is shaking as you hold it. So if we pull it back, you can see that it doesn't start shaking very heavily until around 3 seconds after we pull it back. Next up here, we've got a sword and a potion of strength. That's because this sword has sharpness 5, and that's to show off that these effects will now both stack. So previously, having an enchanted sword with something like sharpness that increases the damage and a potion of strength, then that potion of strength would not apply to the increased damage already applied to that sword by the enchantments on it. So now that will happen, so the potion of strength will increase the amount of damage that the sword does based on its enchanted amount of attack, which is increased by sharpness, rather than just its base attack. Next up, another change to strength potions, which is that they now increase based on a percentage instead of a certain amount. So previously, strength 1 would increase the amount of damage you do by 3, and strength 2 would increase it by 6, and now those have been changed to percentages, so strength 1 will increase the amount of damage you do by 20%, and strength 2 will increase the amount of damage you do by 40%. Next up, we've got some changes to these two tipped arrows, which these are pretty interesting because they are the arrow of healing and the arrow of harming, and these are interesting because they do not give you a potion effect like other tipped arrows. They simply add to your health or decrease from your health instantly. And so what they had initially done to nerf the effects of the other tipped arrows was decrease the amount of time that the effect lasts to 1/8 of what it would normally be. But you can't do that with these two because they are simply instant effects. You can't decrease the time that they last because they don't last any time at all. And so what they have instead changed in this combat test is they made these two arrows do 1/8 of the effect of their potion counterparts. So, for example, if a potion of healing gave you 8 health, then an arrow of healing will now only give you 1 health instead of 8 health like the potion does. Then next up here we've got a potion of healing, which now has also been changed to +6 per level. So healing 1 will give you 6 health, healing 2 will give you 12 health because you add 6 every level, and this was previously +4 for every level. A very small change to the new Cleaving enchantment. If you don't know what this does, it basically just makes your axe do more damage when you attack with it. So previously it added 1 damage, 2 damage, or 3 damage based on the level of cleaving it was, but now they have increased all of those values by 1, and they now do +2, +3, and +4 damage. Lastly, probably the most interesting change in this combat test is that all drinkable food items now only take 20 ticks to be consumed. So that includes honey, all the types of stew, including suspicious stew, milk, and even potions. So we can test that out here. Grab us a bottle of honey and some steak. As you can see, this honey here is much quicker to eat than the steak. So that is probably most interesting in regards to potions because, as you might know, potions in the previous combat test, they made it so they now stack up to 16. So this means that now in one hand you can have 16 potions that are even quicker to consume than they were before. So in this combat test, potions have been significantly upgraded. I think that's what they're kind of trying to do, is make potions a much more viable thing to use in combat. So that is just about everything in this combat test. Sorry it was a little bit late, but I hope you enjoyed watching anyway, and see you next time everybody. Bye!